That's right. What is sin? How would you define sin? And that's a very essential matter, how we understand sin. Now, to many, sin is breaking the rules. That's too simple. And you see, Paul used to look at the 10 Commandments every morning and say, God, help me not to break the rules today. Then at night he'd come back and kneel down, and there were the 10 Commandments on the wall. And he'd look down to see if he needed to confess anything. No, he hadn't murdered anybody, hadn't committed adultery, and hadn't broken Sabbath because it was Thursday anyway. And he'd say, Lord, it's been a splendid day. I thank thee I'm not like this publican over here. And then he got to reading number 10. And number 10 says, thou shalt not even want to do what's wrong. And that made him furious. He says in Romans 7, when I read that, sin revived, because that's rebelliousness, and I died. But then he said, I got to thinking about it. I love number 10, because number 10 says that in the hereafter, my neighbors will not only never come over to hurt and steal, they won't even want to, because there'll be truth in the inner man. Number 10 is the most spiritual of the 10 Commandments. It's simply marvelous. You can't force anybody to like it. You choose whether you want to or not. And so you see, sin is not breaking the rules. Sin is even wanting to. And Paul said to God, God, you know, I'm one of the best people you've got. I'm a young man full of vigor. And I have wanted many times to do these bad things, and I never have. And I assume I get credit in proportion to the self-control I've exercised. And God says, legally, Paul, you're in great shape. I know how much you want to do these things, and you haven't done them. But I don't run my universe that way. Wouldn't you rather come to the place where you don't even want to do those things? That's healing. You see, if sin is thought of as breaking the rules, you want forgiveness. If sin is seen as wanting to do these things, you want healing. That's the difference. Well, then how about the statement, among the heathen are those who worship God ignorantly, those to whom the message is never brought by human instrumentality. But they've heard the voice of God speaking to them in nature, and they have done the things that the law requires, and they have shown that the law is written on their hearts, Romans 2. And they are recognized as the children of God, and they will be in the kingdom, and they've never heard the name of Christ or of the cross. They know nothing about it. So you see, all they have to do is come. I would say if anybody in this universe just comes home, God will let him in, period. Absolutely, whether he knows a thing about what the Lord has done. I would say the ultimate statement of the plan of salvation was given by the Son of God.